What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OCVarsity Gridiron Show. I'm Dan Albano. That is Steve Fryer, and we're back to deliver our picks. And everything is just so perfect here in the Gridiron picks because last week we were just all over that Santa Margarita Los Al game, both correctly picking Los Al to win that, and we got those big W's last week. Fryer, we are just on fire.
Yeah, we were both really good about picking Los Alamitos. Unfortunately for us, they played a second half in that game. Los Alamitos was winning 14-0, and then Santa Margarita went on fire and went 42-7. Very impressive win by Santa Margarita. This week I voted on number 3 in my my top 25 poll.
Oh, really?
More people voted. Yeah. I was that impressed by him. It's only 3-4 that tight, so it's not like I think, oh, they'd kill them or something, but no, it's pretty close. But I just was impressed by Santa Margarita. Potter looked really good, the quarterback for them in the second half. But anyway, on we go with the current week.
And at least the Eagles won't remember that we got the picks right. Of course, we got the picks wrong. Of course, how I predicted how Los Al was going to go 5-0 and get to Division I. I'm sure the Eagle Nation won't remember that.
I had some communication pregame with Coach Anthony Rouget of Santa Margarita, and he assured me that yes, they used that as a little ammo, that the old "nobody believes we can win" thing. Fryer and Albano, and you and I prepared a lot of pregame speeches with our selections. So any coach who wants to use what I say or Dan Albano says to motivate your kids, have at it. Glad to be part of the process.
All right, let's start writing those pregame speeches right now, Fryer. In week 5, and it's the Thursday night game. It's also the game of the week. We're going to start with it. We're not going to leave it to the very end. We're going to go with the game of the week: Foothill versus Orange. This game is at El Medina, and here, Orange is coming off scoring 67 points last week in a shootout against Capo Valley, and but what's interesting is that they're coming against a Foothill team that's been playing really good defense the last 3 games, allowed 0, 6, and 7 points their last 3 foes. They haven't been the strongest of lineups. It does include La Mirada in there last week, but I'm interested to see who you pick this game. You've seen both these teams as like I have, Fryer. Who do you got in this game?
I like Orange. I really like that team. Their offensive firepower is great. Zachary Siskowitz had the great game with 476 yards passing and ran for 70-something and a touchdown, 7 TDs in that game. Kobe Boykin is everything that you want, and a speedy football player. Put him in the backfield, line him up, do whatever, get Kobe the ball, watch him run like crazy. So that's really good. Foothill's done really well. Their quarterback, Brody Jones, has got a separated shoulder. Jason Woods has stepped in, done super well. Jason Woods, man, fantastic stuff. But I got to go with Orange. I don't think Foothill can match touchdowns with them.
All right, I am going with the Knights. For some reason, I feel like Orange, they used a lot of their points in their holster last week. I think Foothill knows the challenge ahead of them. They're going to have to keep the ball and a little bit more ball control and discipline. I think just try to slow down Orange and play some physical football, maybe get their ground game going. I think Foothill does have the weapons to win a high scoring game because of Schrank and Overeem. I think those guys leading a deeper look, a deeper receiving group than that, but that's the 2 headliners. I think that is enough firepower to give Orange a lot of firepower. I just don't know how many shootouts, Orange can go in week after week. And I just feel like Foothill's going to get the win, but let's see what happens. I was really impressed by Orange, but I just don't know long term. I don't know how many games you can continue to win it week after week, high scoring. Now I know Orange is capable of playing some good defense like they did against La Habra, but this is a whole different offense with Foothill. Another excellent game, Fryer, is Capo Valley playing host to Cypress, and this is on Friday. This is Cypress's second trek down to a high-profile South County school. We remember what they did earlier this year when they went down and upset, then ranked number 8 San Juan Hills. What's your take on this one? Capo gave up all those points like we just talked about Orange last week. And here, Cypress, perennial underdogs in their mind, find themselves in a high-profile spot once again.
I like Cypress. Really good offense. Dylan Eldridge is a terrific quarterback. We got 2 great quarterbacks in this game. I'll let you talk about the Capo Valley QB and the receivers, but Matt Morrell catches everything you throw in his way. But I like Cypress's defense. They played pretty well. They lost to Foothill, but they played pretty well in that game. Foothill shrank and over and were fantastic. But I think this kind of looks like a Cypress win to me.
Yeah, I'm also picking Cypress. I saw them play last week against Catella, and while they were very overmatched, and it kind of went as expected. I think it was 42-0, or 42-7, I believe. Catella scored late, but I was impressed with the speed of the Cypress defense. Though they're not big, but they fly to the ball and they get to the backfield and they create havoc. And Matt Morrell is one of the best athletes in Orange County right now as a junior. And that guy's pretty much unstoppable, I believe, at this point. In Empire League and the non-league schedule, he's going to be the best player on the field. And I'm, though all respect to Dane at Capo Valley and what they have done, they put up some good points and played well. And I think another thing that's interesting in this game, Friar, that works in Cypress's advantage is that they're going to see early in the season that Capo Valley lost to Tustin, another Empire League team. And that's going to spur Cypress that, hey, we got to get the same thing. We have to do the same thing as Tustin. We're going to have to win maybe a close game, just like the Tillers did. Here's another, I think, a sneaky good game on Friday. I actually overlooked it, and our fine editor Brian Patterson brought this game up, and I made a nice suggestion about this game on Friday night. Pacifica playing at Brea. This is a game that was added because of COVID. Pacifica wanted to play Foothill, and that was going to be their real big game. It got wiped out by COVID issues with Pacifica, and Brea also had a game wiped out this year. They find each other, and hey, Pacifica's 4-0 and Brea's 3-0. This is a great game, up at Brea. Who do you got on this game on Friday?
Pacifica Mariners. Darius Cowens is a terrific 2-way football player, quarterback for them. If they need him to run it, he'll run it. He reminds me of the quarterback over with the Baltimore Ravens. Same kind of guy, Lamar Jackson, So he's really good. But they got a good running back, June Ramos, and a very good offensive line. Ramos is averaging 178 yards a game. So they can run it at you. They can throw it at you. They got all kinds of a weaponry to go at you. Defense, I haven't seen them yet, so I really don't know what we're looking at there. But, Brea is sort of the surprise team out there. That North Hills League may be a little better than we usually think it is with Brea and El Dorado. But I like Pacific in this game. I think Darius Cowens is just a gosh darn winner. Love that kid.
I'm also picking the Mariners. I think this is an important game because their schedule hasn't been too strong so far, and that's probably the main reason that I vote them toward the bottom of the top 20. I think I might have them 19 or 20. It's because I look at that schedule. So my eyes are really on Pacifica to show what they're about as they play a good quality opponent. And both these schools have an interesting common opponent. Last week, and the common opponent's Fullerton. And last week, Brea beat Fullerton 26-18. Earlier in the year, Pacifica, it was a season opener, handled the Indians by a little bit better margin, 48-14. Those first games, you can kind of, maybe sometimes throw them out the window. Fullerton's better now, but I think Pacifica's better. So I'm also picking Pacifica, but I think that should be a pretty good game because there's a lot of seniors on that Brea team. I spotlighted Coach Rob Parents' team earlier this year, and they have, 3 years, Justice is a 3-year starter at quarterback. They got a good linebacker, another 3-year starter, an Arnold, and they have an undersized line that's playing great. The running back's been, on fire, and they beat Sunny Hills earlier this year, so they're not going to be intimidated. I think that Brea team's pretty confident, so I think it's to be a really great game. Here's another one I think hard to pick. We might differ on this one. How about El Toro playing host to Tesoro? Interesting matchup. This is the Coast View, the Coast Athletic Conference, right?
Coast View Athletic Conference, yeah.
And El Toro's, they're supposedly in the lower division. They're in the Seaview League. Tesoro in the higher division, South Coast League. It's not supposed. That's how it is. Those are the stronger teams. But Tesoro, they're 1-3. They are coming off the bye. They've played a tougher schedule. That's partially why their record looks the way it does. But El Toro seems to be on the rise and certainly capable of winning this game. They're at home. They got all kinds of athletes, got a good quarterback. And they seem, but they haven't played the strongest of schedule. Their most high profile win is against Huntington Beach. But who do you got in this game, Fryer?
El Toro quarterback Blake Miller is just having a season, isn't he? He is fantastic. Kind of reminds us a little of Connor Manning, perhaps, with some of the numbers he's putting up. He's not throwing for 600 yards like Connor Manning did against Valhalla several years ago. Yeah, Southern Section County record. But I'm going with Tesoro in this game. Strength of schedule stuff is good. I know I feel they're a better team. I know, like myself, and I think you as well, have been in our top 25 ballots, have Tesoro a little higher. Tesoro needs a win. They're going to be hungry for it. And I think El Toro's having a remarkable year. Going to give Capistrano Valley a good run for that Seaview League championship and the Coast View Athletic Association. But yeah, like you say, South Coast League's the stronger league of the two leagues within the CVAA. I'm going with the Titans.
Yeah, I'm also picking Tesoro, but it wasn't the easiest pick for me because I look at their numbers. They're averaging 16 points a game, allowing 24, and then you got El Toro that's averaging 31. Definitely has some weapons, and they're allowing 18. But you look at that schedule where Tesoro's played Chaparral, and they also play Vista Murrieta, some pretty tough IE teams. But this is going to be a pretty telling game. Tesoro's got to, pretty much get this win to be in the conversation, because they can get in the conversation in the South Coast League because second place is wide open. And this is Tesoro, if they want to get in that conversation, and I think at the beginning of the year, everyone was probably picking them to be fourth, and they knew that, and they're the underdogs, but San Clemente is struggling to score points. San Juan Hills is 0-5. Who's going to get second place if Mission does look like, and it looks like at all, and these teams have a ways to go still to get to league, but this is a big one. And I think for both teams, and I think it's a great game. I think you're going to be covering it, right?
Yes, sir. I'll be at that game. Looking forward to seeing both these teams.
Excellent. All right. And lastly, on Saturday, a very interesting game and an interesting kickoff time. It's a 3:00 kickoff at El Medina's now refurbished, beautiful Fred Kelly Stadium. How about Villa Park, firmly in the Orange County top 10 at 4-0, playing host to Vista Murrieta, 3-1.
Right.
They're going for, I talked to Coach Ansich, they're going for the college style atmosphere of a kind of a college game day afternoon game. It should be outstanding. This is a very good Vista Murrieta team. Their only losses to Norco, I think that was in the season opener. And Vista Murrieta is probably the third best team out of the Inland Empire. Of course, it all starts there with Centennial. Norco's on the rise this year and last year. Then it's Vista Murrieta. Who do you got in this one, Fryer?
I looked at comparative scores in this one, Dan. And if you look at it, they both played Upland. Villa Park beat Upland 34-21. Vista Murrieta shut them out 48-0. Got a pretty good running attack over there. Vista Murrieta, Galvin Galzotes had a very good year for them, 500 plus yards already. So I haven't seen Villa Park. I know Nathan Cornley's having a really good season. I think this is maybe the best Villa Park team of the last 3 years, Dan. But, with that comparative score situation, they've only lost to Norco, which beat Santa Margarita. And so I'm going to go with Vista Murrieta in this game. I'm gonna go IE. Usually I'm the big Orange County homer, but in this case, I'm gonna go with the Vista Murrieta guys.
Yeah, Villa Park's been playing a solid schedule, but this seems like
Yes,
another
sir.
level, and definitely a good setup, you know, and getting them ready for the great Crestview League. I think their Crestview League composite record's like 15-1 or something. I
Yeah.
think it's only El Medina has a loss.
Yeah, and that was like by 5 points or something.
Yeah, last second field goal,
Yeah.
right? By the Sunny
Yeah,
Hills.
something like that. Yeah, 15-12.
But I'm picking Vista Murrieta. One guy to watch in this game, everybody, is going to be Jack Peterson, tight end for Vista Murrieta, is committed to UCLA, and he's there right now, their highest ranked class of 2022 recruit. Jack Peterson, 6'4", 235, tight end. So he'll be a guy to watch, but they have a few other guys as well, like you mentioned, Fryer. So we're both picking Vista Murrieta. We're both picking Tesoro. We both picking Pacifica. We both picked Cypress. The one game we disagreed on is Foothill in Orange, and you have Orange. I have Foothill, and this will be interesting, Fryer, because going into this Week 5 matchup, it's the competition for, like you said, the tacos has tightened. You have a 1-game lead on me. You are 19-8, and I'm back in it at 18-9.
Yes. You know, you almost talked me into changing my pick on Foothill when you're starting to talk about shrinking over, you know, and their depth at receiver, and the fact Woods has been pretty good. And like I saw him play Cypress. Man, their front got after Dylan Eldridge pretty good. By the time I write my Fryer on Football picks, I might change my mind. So which is pretty cool, because if I pick Orange on video and Orange wins, I look good. If I pick Foothill in print and online and Foothill wins, I look good.
Now we
But
have,
I think I got to stick with Orange and not weasel out of it.
because our OCVarsity readership, Fryer, they won't stand for it. They'll catch you picking something different on video and print, and it might come back in a retweet, just like how I got retweeted from the springtime about my tweet about Los Al being better than Santa Margarita in the spring. That tweet, and I loved it, came back this week, and from the Santa Margarita faithful taking me to task about in the springtime, I thought Los Al was better than SM. These things have a way of coming back to you, is what I'm saying, Fryer.
Yeah, people, and you know, you and I are both married. We used to be people enjoying it when we're wrong. So I'll leave it at that. My wife never watches this thing, so I can say whatever I want.
I'll be sure to send her a copy this week.
Yeah. Thanks, pal. She's off to Ireland. She ain't gonna see it.
But it's going to be an entertaining Week 5, and then I guess there's some next week. The league starts off, and there's Mater Dei Bosco right out of the gate, and a bunch of other great league games. But we got to get through Week 5 first, and it's going to be a lot of great games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So be sure to follow all our coverage this week on OC Varsity.
Thanks, everybody.